Hello there, welcome to another video from Brickright. Another patio to do here. It's porcelain patio, 900 by 600 slabs. We're doing all this, what Jay is showing you now. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start bashing this up with this sledgehammer.
We all knew I was coming, didn't we?
We decided to make this video a tutorial of how to lay a patio. So step one, breaking up the existing patio and digging down for the base. The base, generally, the guidance on a standard porcelain or Indian sandstone patio is 100 millimeters thick of a grade 1 MOT type 1 base. So stage one, the dig out. As you can see, Fraser will show you, we're digging all this out now. So don't get carried away with yourself. Just at this stage, just concentrate on taking your old paving up or your old concrete, your gravel, whatever, grass. If you're just digging a fresh patio, just concentrate on, getting rid of the top layer then, which is what we're doing here. And for that, we'll now show you that the tools that you'll need to do the job. We have a rake, we have a pick, a square shovel, or you can use a bull-nose shovel, or sledgehammer to break any material up. And then if you're really lucky, in the higher centre and ask for a J, you end up with one of these robots. It's a lot like that. So what I'll say now is, hang on a minute, this is what I mean. See, if you go there and you ask for a J Series 1, you get all these stupid little movements. If you go and you ask for a J Series 2, then you don't get these stupid movements. Please stand up and pick the shovel up. There he is, robot, well done, J robot. Right, J robot, go in there and start shoveling into the wheelbarrow. See, we got the Series 1. It's very slow. There we go. Okay, J, stop. Right, there we are then. If you're lucky enough to have a J, don't get the Series 1 because he's crap. I do apologise, we have to bring fun to this. We've got to do it, so you'll have to just bear with us whether you like it or not. The other tools you're going to need are wheelbarrows. Obviously, put your material in, take your wheelbarrows out to the designated dumping area. And if you're a professional or you're feeling very brave, a digger will remove all this up for you very quickly and very easily. A skip with a drawbridge so the boys can wheelbarrow up in there and I haven't got to put planks up and lift stuff in and out of. Right, we're now moving on to stage 2. All this has been dug out now, so we have got from the previous patio on this particular project, we have got a lot of scalpings or MOT type 1 left after we've dug everything out, so working the levels out. So what we've had to do is, in an ideal world, what you need, now this is DPC or damp proof course, that stops rising damp going up into the property. So ideally you want 1-2 courses of bricks 6 inches or 150 millimeters down from DPC, which is that level there. Now what we've had to do on this case, we've had to raise that level up by half a brick because I'll show you down here what we've got, and you might encounter these little bits and pieces that you've got to overcome on your project. So we'll show you quickly what it is. We've got this foundation here, which is the foundation when they built the conservatory. By the time we put our patio in, I'm worried that by the time we get our sand and cement on there and the thickness of our porcelain, this foundation is going to be in the way. So we've raised it up a little bit higher up there. What we're going to do to compensate, the fall is coming away from the house to the garden. We are going to put a gravel trap in, so any water comes down will go into that gravel trap, which should suffice, and then it gets us out of jail a little bit by being able to overcome the foundation of the conservatory. So you may get something on your project, you may not, you may be lucky, but if you do get something, you've got to try and find a way out of it. So that's our starting point, and then this is our finishing point at this bit of the garden here. Now secondary to that problem we have there, this garden, if you look, the garden is like this, it's out of level, so we can't put our patio in to the same level as the garden, as the grass. So the patio has to go level. Any abnormalities in terms of where the grass looks or what it looks, we'll speak to the client at the end and see what we can do to try and, you know, rectify that and make it look tidy. We've got a starting point, we've got a finishing point. So falls, what I'd recommend with falls, with porcelain, I believe, you have to Google this, but I believe it's like a 1 in 80 fall. Whether you're working with sandstone or whether you're working with porcelain or granite or limestone or whatever your product, your material may be, there's a set different fall recommended from the manufacturers to what you need to use. So as an example for porcelain, I believe it's a 1 in 80 fall. So how do you work that out? If you measure the width of your patio, so in our case here is 4.5 meters. So all you need to do is 4.5 meters divided by 80 millimeters, and I think you worked out something like 56 millimeters. You've got a 56 millimeter fall over the whole length of your paving. Now, if you've got a laser level, you can put your striking point off that area there, and you can measure that and you can determine that with a laser level, or you can use a dumpy level, or you can use a long straight edge and a long piece of batten from there to there, get it level, and then measure down from your piece of batten to your line. What we tend to do, every patio, we tend to get it so it's just past the line, like that. Now, most professionals work to those guidelines, just past the line, like that. So, the line setup, so what we need now is our distances, or our thicknesses of our base, our mortar base, and the thicknesses of your porcelain or whatever product you're using. So we're using porcelain, so our product is 20 millimeters thick. If you're using sandstone, it could be 20 millimeters thick, it could be 16. If you're using concrete slabs, it could be 50 millimeters thick. So check the thickness of your product before you do this. So as I said at the start, 100 millimeter thick is the minimum requirement for your base. We've got 100 mil, plus then we got about a 30 mil to 40 mil mortar bed that goes on top of your MOT type 1. Then you've got your porcelain 20 mil. So we need around about 150 millimeters from the bottom of the line to the area that we've just dug out. So what we're going to do, for the benefit of you DIYers out there, right, so what we got now, this is our finish level, right? So this peg needs to be the porcelain 20 mil plus your 30 mil mortar bed, so 50 millimeters. The batten from there to there is 50 millimeters. If you put that on top of there, that equates for your bed and your porcelain, and you just level across onto there, make sure that's level, so it's touching the line. That's your first peg. All you need to do is put your split level on there, put your split level on your peg. That's 1.8 meters apart, 6 foot. Make sure it's level. So if you just put your pegs all over the area in 6 foot or 1.8 meter intervals coming off that line, then you've got it's all pegged out now. So the top of the peg represents the top of your scalpings, your top of your MOT type 1. So the beauty of doing this is when you put your split level from here going down to our final destination, if you show them that there now, Jay, it's just past the line. So you've already checking to see if your fall is okay, and then you can do that. If you show them that there, look, Jay, you're looking for a minimum of 100 mil. So we've got like what, 115 millimeters there. So you can measure off all these pegs and set yourself out so you know the thickness, your fall, your level is absolutely spot on. So yeah, for a DIYer, hopefully that helps you. So we're putting the MOT type 1 base in here, 100 millimeters thick. So we've only put, well, about 40 mil down all the way around. The reason for that is you need to compact it in layers. So put half in, your 50 mil, and then use your whacker plate. If you don't know what a whacker plate is, this is a whacker plate. You can get these from hire centres, about 50 quid a week to hire one to be able to do your job. But try and get a heavy duty one. This is a heavy duty one. The smaller ones come as a thinner blade at the bottom. The plate is actually thinner on it, so the wider the plate, the more heavy duty. So try and get a heavy duty one. In summer conditions like we are now, and your stone is quite dry and dusty, wet the stone or just damp the stone first, because it whacks better. Right, when you're whacking, go left to right. Once you've done that in one pass, go up and down this way, and then you do your diagonals coming across this way, and you could come down this way as well. So now we're going to move on to the second level or depth of the scalpings. We show you what happened when we asked our robot friend to whack this base. Right, the second level of the base is in, so that's been whacked. So you can show them this now, look Jay. Actually sprayed all this out. So this represents a slab. We clarified with our client whether he wants half bond, quarter bond, and how he wants the pattern to work. So that's been done. And the beauty of this is we can now count, or you as a DIYer, you can now count how many slabs actually fit into this area. So Fraser counted them, and it was about 60, Fraser. There's about 60 slabs. You know where all the cuts are going to go. You can see all the cuts where they're going to go. So customer can come out and you can show them this and they can say, yes, I like it, or want to move it over. So you can do the same thing with yours, and it gives us a laying pattern to work to. So that's the base done. The tools you needed to do the secondary part of the base is a tape measure, a lump hammer to hit your pegs in, 2x1 roofing batten, a saw to cut it, and then obviously the machine, the whacker plate, to actually whack your levels, and not forgetting the string line. Right, we've lost our J-bot. Fraser and him have been borrowing and loading the bloody skip up, and J-bot has malfunctioned. This series one, he's gone off somewhere. I don't know where the hell he is, so we're gonna have, me and Frey now, we're gonna have to go looking for him. Right, we're on the bloody hunt now for this bloody J-robot thing. He's gone missing. So far we've done about 2 miles. See if he's down here, Frey. For Christ's sake. Oh, there he is. Oh my God, what the hell is he doing?
He's malfunctioning.
J-robot, for God's sake. What the hell are you doing? Where's he going? It's a car. Sorry. Hang on. J-robot. J-robot. Stop by the grip bin, J-robot. By there. J-robot, halt. Right, I'm gonna have to go and get him. Right, let me pull in. There's bloody cars and everything here. Stay there, J-robot. Oh, we managed to get hold of him. This bloody series one. We've chucked him in the back of the van now. I'm going back down to the hire centre and I'm going to trade him in for the series 2. I've had a bloody enough of it. So this is the next stage now, you're mixing. So obviously you're going to need a cement mixer, like the one you're seeing spinning around in front of you, and any relevant 110 boxes, extension leads. You're going to need your bucket. We use this product in here as well, which is called Feb Mix. That's an additive to go into your mix. So that's your Feb Mix. All you need to do is fill your Feb Mix up to that line there, like the 10-15 mil line. It's concentrated. Stick it in water, put it in the mixer, and then add your sand and cement. Now your sand and cement, what we've got, and you can see this on the camera, this is sharp sand, right? So what that means is the grain of the sand is quite large as opposed to building sand, which is quite fine. You need that to be able to lay your tiles or your slabs on. Very important to use sharp sand. So if you use a bucket and you gauge it with a bucket, you use 4 full buckets of said sand, and then you've got your ordinary Portland cement, OPC from the builders merchants. So we use 4 buckets of sand to 1 bucket of cement. It was a 4:1 ratio mix. Chuck it in the mixer with your Feb and water, and you don't want to be adding too much water. You want to be letting it mix, and then you'll get a nice fluffy consistency to lay your tiles with. So there we are. Trick is, let it mix. Don't keep adding too much water. So that's mixed to a nice consistency, what we need now. Paving slurry, that's what this stuff is called. Go to the builders merchants, ask them for some paving slurry. That then is painted on the back of the slabs, which you'll see, and it helps adhere to the sand and cement without it delaminating and coming apart when the cement's set. So yeah, very, very important, especially when laying porcelain, use paving slurry. Other tools you might need, I mean, we're doing this on a professional capacity, so we got a table, we got our tile spacers in there. In this case, they're 3mm tile spacers. We've got a cutting saw, various spirit levels. We've got a table saw there in the Ruby. Really, really important. You get like knee pads, or you get a kneeling mat, a sponge, a grabbo. You'll see what that is. Really important that I get my 80s playlist on and I play something on the radio. A mallet, spirit levels, tape measure, and a trowel. So let's get on with laying some porcelain. Slurry's on the slab. Fraser's painted that up now. So I've set that first bed out now. You can see that that's probably around about the 40 mil thick mark. I feathered it off the brickwork here, because when you put the slab down, it'll come up through the joint and you don't want it going all over the brickwork. So there we are, beds down, slabs are slurried. Let's lay a slab. That's the slabs we're using. It's just a silver porcelain, a Rento I think they're called, from Marshall's, 900 by 600 porcelain. So Fraser's using a disc cutter now, just to cut that. When you're using it, put a porcelain blade on it. It's got to be a porcelain blade. Can't use a diamond stone blade, has to be a porcelain blade, okay? Otherwise you'll completely ruin your porcelain, and yeah, it won't be good. So that one's laid. Now I got my fall on it, look, just off the bubble, as we said. And then this way, got it level going that way, because our patio left to right is going to be level. I've got my spacers. These are 3 mil spacers this time. All these are window packers, that's all they are. So they're going to be, I can use them as my spacers. And then I've got a clean bucket of water with a sponge, because if you get your cement or your slurry on the slab, you want to get it off, because if you let it dry in there, really difficult to get it off. Here's the bed, look. So I got my 2 spacers in, got the second slab in. Like I say, it's level now from left to right, just leveling off that first slab. That first slab is your benchmark, is your template, is your everything. All your levels coming this way will come off that first slab. All your levels coming that way will come off your first slab. So we've cut that. That's nice and neat and tidy. Now I'm going to attempt to cut a circle out of that to get a nice neat cut around here. So how have I done that? So or am I going to do that? So I've measured this line is just outside the corner of this, like 3 mil. Same for that one. And then what I did to get that one there was I'm 80 millimeters away from the wall. That little gap here is 80 mil. So I put a line on the back of there, look where my finger is, 80 mil. Same that side, 80 mil. And then I've measured, I put a spirit level across here to give me a measurement from there to the spirit level, which was 60 mil, and I've put 60 mil from there to there, which gives me 60 mil. Now all I got to find is the center point, and I get a compass and draw a line around there, and that'll give me my circle, which we'll show you right now. Right, here we go then. So basically that line from there to there is the diameter of that circle, that circular pipe over there. So I can't remember what it was, say it was 115 mil. I've put 115 mil from there down to here, same this side, which represents square, and then all I've done is I've just crisscrossed that, found the center point. So all I got to do now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my dividers and I'm going to put that in there, adjust it up, make a circle, and that should give us our semicircle that we've got to cut out to go around that bloody pipe. Right, it's marked out, we've faffed about enough, let's cut it. The moments of truth. Hopefully we get that to work. Murdoch, I love it when a plan comes together. He's in. It's done. So now what we're going to do, we got the first 3 in. Now we're getting rid of you and we're checking you on a time lapse. So I thought I'd show you how we do these recessed manholes. So there's a drain under here, which is about so big. So we've put that on top, bedded that down. I didn't need to show you that. Put that down on top, and it's level all the way around to the patio slabs surrounding it. So what we've done now, if you can get this on the camera, Jay, all these lines all the way around, you can see they represent the outside of this and the inside of this, outside, inside, all the way around. And then we've got the outside of this, outside of that, and then this side is over here. So we've marked everything out. So what we'll do, we'll mark all these measurements, all these lines out on the actual slab, get it cut. Wish us luck, because whenever we do this, you might get the porcelain break in by here, and if it does, we're going to be upset, aren't we? So we've got that bedded up now, just waiting for Frey, see how successful he is in doing the cut. I'm not saying anything. That's where we are so far. We'll leave it at that. That was the first time cut and a success, which doesn't always happen, G, does it? Oh. So thank God that went in okay. Right, so what we got going on now, look, as you saw, if you're doing yours, we marked these lines out here, which represented the internal part of the manhole, where it kind of does that. So we got a line there, look, that's him there, and then join those two lines up. Got to be very, very precise. So if you just do that and that, same over this side now, that's where that one is. See that there, Jay? That's where we marked that one, look. So just join that one, and you're just eyeing down now. Got to get it precise. So same again. Mark that, and then this outside line represents the outside line for in there. Line them up. Same again. Now these lines that you put there are going to come in very, very useful, because without them you're going to struggle to be able to know where to put them. So that needs to come off, that needs to be disked off. So these internal lines now all over, they represent the inside of the manhole. So mark these ones up. That's that one. So that's all done now. We didn't mark this one out. We'll mark that one out now off camera, get that cut, and fingers crossed they don't break and it fits. Fraser's done a cracking job of cutting that without the cracking bit, because it didn't break, which is excellent news for us. So let's see if it fits. A moment of truth for it, my man. There we are. Like a glove. There we go. Spot on the money. Right. Let's show you the rest of it. So that's in. Job done. I got to tap it down and mess about with that, obviously. What we're going to be doing, somebody asked me, I can't remember who, so I do apologise. Somebody asked me how we managed to cut a curve. So that's been laid roughly, and we got to cut all the surplus off and cut this curve. So stay tuned. We'll come to that in a bit. But now what we're going to be doing is coming across to this bit. Got another manhole to do there, and a couple of slabs to lay around here. And what we've got is these slabs are now higher than the brickwork there. So my young prodigy, my young son over there, Fraser, he came up with an idea to put another layer, another course of brick on edge around here, which will solve that problem. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Right, curve. So this is what we got then. So this, all that is, right, is just a bit of window cover strip. So for example, when they lay their windows, this bead on the corner where they got a gap, they'll use a cover strip, look, and cover the window, the gap, so that you don't no longer see the gap. So that's all that is a piece of window cover strip, and we bought it from a window company local to us in Pontypridd, cheapest chips. And what that does, it enables us to be able to bend it and move it where we want to put it, and it gives you a nice clean arc to what you want. So we're just marking this out now, and then once we've marked it all out, we'll get the disc cutter and just cut off onto the line, and then, you know, cut it right the way through the depth of the porcelain and the cement, and then we just take that part away, and you're left with a nice clean crisp curve, and we just lay it down with bricks to move it in and out wherever we want to do it. So yeah, simple really. So if you're going to do these curves, tools you need to do the curves is just a disc cutter and a porcelain blade. Don't know if I said that, but there we are. Let's get that clear. Did that brick wall yesterday. Well, just put the brick on edge in around there to raise the levels like we said. Customer's happy with it, and I think it's I know it's got a weather in, but they are the same bricks. We did go to the brickyard and get exactly the same brick match. So yeah, looks it's looking good. Somebody asked me, I can't remember people's names, I'm awful sorry, I can just barely remember my own name. But what you asked was, how do you take the levels coming down and transfer them going round the corner? So basically, what we did was, we laid this row here, and then we laid this one. So what you do is this one, when you put your spirit level on it, you're getting your fall, as we said, just off the bubble, and you're just making sure that there's no gaps underneath the spirit level from this slab to this slab. If you want to use an 8-foot level or a 6-foot level and continue your line further up to get it more accurate, you can. But once you get this on the right fall, then what you do is you level that slab. You level and you keep checking that way, you level and you keep checking that way, and once you're happy that is in the right place, what you do then to go around the corner is you simply level this one off that one. So you're using this slab to take your level through round the corner, and then all that then comes off this slab. When you get on to the next one, it's the same principle. You lay this one, the same principle, level that way, and then all those slabs come off this one. Simple as that. So hopefully answers your question for you. Now we're on to the grouting. Customer's chosen a light coloured grey grout to go with these slabs. What's happening with you now, Jay? What's made you go like that now?
Oh, man!
What's happened?
Oh, he's just so stupid.
Who?
Him behind him, man.
Fraser?
Yeah.
What'd he do? That's what he's laughing at.
This is why Jay's out of fit. So instead of putting my sponge in there and rinsing it off, I put it in there. Did that.
Right, gotta get serious again now. So what they call this, the tiler's tools, is emulsifying it. So you're just basically getting all the white residue off back down to like a watery paste again. Go with 45-degree angle, and you can see what you're trying to do, look, is you're trying to get these bits off. And this has been down for 10 minutes, and they recommended on the pack that at 20 degrees you can leave it for just shy of an hour. This is 27 degrees, it's been down 10 minutes, and Fraser's working here to get it off. So there we are, I better help him. Well, I have got a present for the pair of you. Okay, yeah then, I bought you a little present, fresh from China, and Brickright is world famous for these. One for you, Jake. Let's have a look at you then. There we are. These things, we used these last year, right? And I'm telling you now, and I've obviously got them to match the uniform as well. Look at that. What do you think? Yeah?
Even the client's happy.
Even the customer's saying wonderful behind us, look.
Thank you very much, Jack.
That's all right, you're welcome. Obviously, it's all coming out your wages.
Oh, there we go then.
There we are. Look, there's a normal size one, and there's Justin's one for a very big head.
Let's get this mixed up then, this grout, so we can show them then, Jay. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. No Gangnam style. Whoop.
Hey, sexy ladies.
Up, 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 up. No Gangnam style. Trouble is, Jay, you got that stupid hat on now that our idiot bought you, and we can't see what you're doing. Just finish the last little bit off with a drill, just to get all the little lumps out of it, and then you're good to go. we got to work quick on this now. So we've put a little haze of water on top of the porcelain just to keep it damp. Fraser will put that in there now, and I'll get on the wash boy, which is this. So you can get this offline. It's just called a Raimondi Pedalo system, or a wash boy. So that's a sponge on the bottom of there. You buy, this comes with it. You put your sponge in there. Ooh, you put that in there. You dry your sponge out, and then at the end you just take all the excess grout off the paving, so you don't have to go on your hands and knees. So yeah, you'll just put it in, look, and then I'll just keep an eye on it. There we are. That's the patio wet. So there we go. Hopefully the tutorials helped you. This grout looks really, really nice when it's dry. Like a nice light grey colour. I didn't show you the grout. It's a Fugapave Flexi CH grout. If you just Google that, there's videos from Tyler's Tools online how to use it. It's do not use it in big quantities over 20 degrees, because we did have a bit of a nightmare doing this. But there we are. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Tried to add some fun to it as well with things like JBot, and we're on to the next one. So see you over there, and like, subscribe, and see you on the next one. Cheers.